of honor, Dr. Jedai Fraser, who is the managing partner, Africa Exchange Holdings. Ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of the promoters of the Excellence in Financial Reporting, the FIRE Award, the Capital Markets Authority, the Institute of Certified Public Accountants, and the Nairobi Securities Exchange, we are indeed very pleased to welcome you to the 12th Annual FIRE Award Ceremony and this gala dinner. I do hope that you have all enjoyed your dinner, and now you have to pay for that dinner because you have to listen to a few speeches. Dr. Fraser, we are especially delighted that you could make it to be our guest of honor for this evening. Our guest of honor, ladies and gentlemen, you may be wondering why the sponsors would be promoting this sort of thing, and especially the capital markets and the Nairobi Securities Exchange. And it is for a very simple reason, because we do believe that the capital markets is the engine of development in any of the countries. And for the capital markets to continue and to grow, there must be some investor confidence, which is very essential. And the pillars of investor confidence include timeliness, accuracy, and clarity of information provided. And the building blocks of this investor confidence is credibility, transparency, integrity, and comparability. This is why we, as the Nairobi Securities Exchange and the Capital Markets Authority, find this one of the most important events that we sponsor. As has been said to you earlier, there are three key objectives of the FIRE Awards. And the first one is to promote financial reporting excellence, because we do believe that financial reporting is so important for any company, not just those who are listed in the Securities Exchange, but any company which is operating. The second objective is to foster sound corporate governance practices, because again, we believe that corporate governance is the foundation of any organization, and therefore it is important for us to foster that. And the third objective is to enhance corporate social investment and environmental reporting. Again, this is looking forward to the issue of sustainability, because financial reporting is not merely the past, but we also need to look at the future and the sustainability of that future. Ladies and gentlemen, the 2013 FIRE Awards totaled 153, which represented 58% growth in the number of entries over the 97 entries which were there last year. This is indeed very, very impressive, and as perhaps you will be told later on, you'll be given a breakdown of all those people who participated. What my challenge would be is how we can be able to encourage more participation from outside Kenya. When you look at most of these companies, they are from Kenya, and therefore my challenge to the Secretariat especially is how we can be able to increase participation from across East Africa. Ladies and gentlemen, I would want to recognize our friends, and particularly our associate partner for the 2013 edition of the FIRE Awards, the Kenya Accountants and Secretaries National Examination Board, which for the second year in a row has sponsored the award to the tune of 2 million shillings.
I am honored to join you this evening in sharing the celebration of award winners and all the entrants who are winners by their participation. A special thanks to the promoters, the National Securities Exchange Chairman, Mr. Eddie Njoroge, the Institute of Certified Public Accountants, Ms. Carolyn Keegan, the Capital Markets Authority, Chief Executive Mr. Paul Matrura, and the Nairobi Securities Exchange Chief Executive, Mr. Peter Mwangi. I commend the institutions and individuals for the vision to establish and continue supporting this prestigious award to strengthen East Africa's financial markets, attract investment, and become more globally competitive using the practical approach of advancing excellence in financial reporting. Ladies and gentlemen, Africa is at an important inflection point. The questions are, will the impressive growth of up to 5% GDP on average for the continent and double digits for many countries be sustained and become more inclusive? Will Africa become more competitive globally so that we no longer describe an entire continent of 53 countries as comparing positively with a single country like Brazil or Russia? The market opportunity is significant. Conservative projections show consumer spending on the continent rising to $1.4 trillion US dollars in 6 years by 2020. The opportunity for globally competitive companies could be worth at least $2.6 trillion in annual revenues by 2020. This progress, of course, is predicated on stability, improving the lives of citizens, and good political and economic governance. It will be fought for day by day and built by entrepreneurs and corporates like yourselves who are in the vanguard of instilling a culture of transparency, good corporate governance, and social responsibility. The theme for the 12th FIRE Awards, Effective Corporate Communication Through Integrated Reporting, is especially relevant for consolidating Africa's progress. Why do I say this? First, effective corporate communication is a key to breaking the negative stereotypes that handicap African companies and countries' competitiveness from the outset. Too many potential investors write off the continent as too risky because of the perceived and indeed real issues of corruption. Just look at the World Economic Forum's Global Competitiveness Report that annually conducts an executive opinion survey capturing the perceptions of leading business executives about a given country's business environment. For example, in 2013, 14,000 business leaders were surveyed, of which 3,000 were from African countries. In the report, more than 80% of African countries had corruption ranked as the top or the second most negative factor affecting a business environment out of 18, 19, 20 factors. Factors like inadequate infrastructure, which we would all agree has a major impact on competitiveness. Factors like access to financing, tax regulation, policy instability, even crime and theft, all ranked lower than the perception in the minds of many that corruption is a problem. The FIRE Awards, on the other hand, will elevate companies that adopt global best practices and will help change this image of Africa's business environment to facilitate capital flows into East Africa. I'll just stop to tell a story. I was called to the boardroom of one of two major corporations. I mean, one of the biggest corporations by market capitalism or capitalization in the world. And I was already with my statistics about demographics, you know, the implosion of young people of working age who are going to be the consumers of the future. I had all of my statistics about the diversification of African economies. It's not just the significant growth that's outpaced all other regions of the world. Is not just based on commodities, but it's also based on, you know, the financial sector. It's based on telecommunication. I had all of my statistics. I was ready to go. They were going to enter Africa. The only thing they wanted to know about was corruption. And how could they navigate corruption? I was so discouraged. So I gave them all my statistics. They said, well, we'll wait to see. And I said, don't wait too long because you're going to miss the opportunity. Second, the second reason I say that the theme, effective corporate communication through integrated reporting, is relevant for consolidating Africa's progress is that the use of standards will aid greater harmonization and integration across East Africa. Businesses are pushing and working in partnership with government to get the regulatory frameworks harmonized to facilitate the cross-border trade and enterprise. My own company, the Africa Exchange Holdings and our East Africa Exchange, which seeks to create a regional commodity exchange, is very much part of those businesses that are at the forefront and have taken advantage of, actually, the work that's been done by the East Africa community to create a common market and a capital markets authority to try to harmonize. Third, size matters. Ultimately, business with a regional footprint will be more competitive. East Africa's regional integration is key to everyone's success. It will increase market size, creating the economies of scale that attract capital and will make the region globally competitive. In this way, I see the FIRE Award and your participation and willingness to transparently put your financial books before the judge's scrutiny as part of establishing the institutions, policies, and attitudes that will lead to sustainable and inclusive progress. Ladies and gentlemen, let me conclude by saying that the work you are engaged in is not just a matter of excellence in financial reporting to increase transparency and competitiveness, nor even for raising economic livelihoods. I see it as far more profound. It's an issue of ensuring dignity and self-determination. As Africa becomes more prosperous and puts its house in order, it increases the operating space for all its citizens all over the world. It is part of a more fundamental drive to determine the fate of Kenyans, Ugandans, Rwandans, Burundians, and Tanzanians by setting, not just adopting, by setting the global standards that will advance human society as a whole. My congratulations go out to all the participants, the awardees, and the judges tonight. Thank you very much.
The Promoters Recognition Award goes to National Microfinance Bank, PLC.
National Microfinance Bank PLC of Tanzania. Ladies and gentlemen, a big round of applause for National Microfinance Bank PLC from Tanzania. I certainly hope they have someone to represent them and receive this award. Microfinance Bank PLC Tanzania. All right, we will hold that award for them. Thank you very much. Mr. Njoroge.
Rwanda Fire Award 2013 is FINA Bank Rwanda Limited.
FINA Bank Rwanda Limited. Ladies and gentlemen, please, a big hand for FINA Bank Rwanda Limited, your winner of the Fire Awards 2013. Congratulations, FINA Bank Rwanda Limited.
The winner, Tanzania, we have Tanzania Cigarette Company Limited.
The Tanzania Cigarette Company Limited is your Fire Awards 2013 winner from Tanzania. Can we give them a big round of applause, ladies and gentlemen? The Tanzania Cigarette Company Limited. I think they're coming up. Tanzania Cigarette Company. Makofi tafadhali. Ladies and gentlemen, let's try a big round of applause for them. Congratulations, well done.
Uganda is Stanbic Bank Uganda Limited.
Stanbic Bank Uganda are your winners. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give them a big round of applause, please. Your Fire Award winner 2013 from Uganda is Stanbic Bank Uganda. Makofi tafadhali. Let's give them a big round of applause. Your four nominees, ladies and gentlemen, are Bamburi Cement. Let's get them a big round of applause. This is the big one, ladies and gentlemen. This is what we're all here for. We have Centum Investments. Let's give them a big round of applause. We have NIC Bank Limited. And your final nominee in the category for overall winner is Stanbic Bank Uganda. Let's give them a big round of applause. So I'll ask our ushers to bring that all-important envelope that has our overall winner. But before we announce the overall winner, you can still bring it forward. Who do we think the winner is going to be, ladies and gentlemen? Who do we think the overall winner is going to be? You know, this award is actually going to be handed out like this. The group that shouts the loudest is the one that wins the award. That's how this category is being decided today. All right. Dr. Jendai Fraser, yes, I'll ask you to open the envelope. If you can get a drum roll. DJ, this is the big one.
The overall winner of the Fire Financial Reporting Award is Centum Investment Company Limited.
Your overall winner of the Fire Awards 2013. Let's hear it for Centum Investments Limited. Let's give them a big round of applause. Let's hear it for Centum Investment. Ladies and gentlemen, makofi tafadhali. Centum Investments Limited. Centum Investment Limited, your overall winner, Fire Awards 2013. A big clap for Centum Investments Limited. Makofi tafadhali, Centum Investments Limited. Your overall winner